How to deep clean a dirty car.
Hi, I'm Ivan.
I'm Nick.
And this is DIY Detail. Today we're going to go into how to deep clean and decontaminate a dirty car. Because contamination is something that accumulates on a vehicle that we want to remove on a regular basis. Every 3 months or so, you want to get rid of that contamination. This one probably has been a little more than 3 months.
Ivan, there's a lot of products out there. There's a lot of YouTube channels out there. It can get confusing. Where do we start for someone out there who's looking for clear guidance on how to safely wash their car?
Subscribe to this channel. And after that, you'll get clear guidance. We do education, that's what we're here for. And we want to educate you on a simple, easy way to get this car looking as good as possible. Now, the wheels have a goldish tinge to them. That indicates to me that they have a lot of brake dust and a lot of ferrous metal accumulation. So we're actually going to use the iron remover first in this process to get it on the wheels, start it converting, and then we'll do our wash. So grab your iron remover, do your side, Nick. So yes, this is a hybrid, but the mechanical brakes do work on occasion.
How many sprays per wheel?
I'm doing 6 or 7. I just want to make sure it's covered.
I did about 8 or 9 per wheel.
We can see it's reacting immediately. The wheels are getting nice and red because that goldish tinge, unless your wheels are gold, they should be silver. Now here we have our all clean diluted 15:1 with just a cap full of incredible suds. That's gonna allow it to dwell longer, and you can see that purple creamsicle look coming through because of the iron remover. This will encapsulate the iron remover, allowing it to work even longer and even better.
And the iron remover is not gonna damage anything. Maybe people out there don't even know what's inside the wheel that could get damaged. They might see colors start to change to purple and brown and wonder, did I mess something up?
No, you didn't mess anything up. It's actually very safe for your wheels. All our chemicals are designed to be safe and easy to use.
Ivan, it occurred to me people know what a car is, they know what a car wash is, they know what soap is, but they may not have a foam cannon, they may not know where to start. Do I need a foam cannon? How do I use it? Which one do I get? These are like basic questions, but if you're out there and these aren't too basic for you, let me know in the comments that you also have wondered this.
Right. Now, if you don't have a foam cannon, I suggest doing rinseless wash. It's a lot easier in terms of equipment load. You don't need a foam cannon, you don't need a pressure washer. It's simple. You still do need to rinse. It's a rinse less, it's not a no rinse wash. But at the same time, if you have a pressure washer, this is fun.
Which one do you get?
The pressure washer, it really doesn't matter. We have a Kranzla here. In my bus, I have a Ryobi. So they all produce the same foam. They all do everything. It's just get the one you want. It really doesn't matter.
So there are a lot of variables with your pressure washer. There's GPM, there's flow, there's how loud it is. There's a million different price, weight, whatever. Foam cannon, which foam cannon should they get?
That's an easy one. Get the Quiver foam cannon. Best value for the money. Solidly built, does a great job, puts out a lot of foam, and the little extra cost you'll pay buying that foam cannon, you'll save by not having to use as much soap.
So let's talk about soap. We use incredible suds, and we foam it, we rinse it, we foam it again. This first foaming will break down what's on your vehicle because we don't want to just pressure wash it off before we touch it with a soap. That could actually blast that dirt into the paint. It could scratch your paint. This is a safe step-by-step method.
Right. We want to make it as safe as possible. That's why we didn't just take the pressure washer and rinse the dirt off. We want that soap to emulsify, to break down that dirt and lift it off the surface. That way when we rinse, we basically have a clean vehicle. Think of this as the pre-wash. And you'll see the wheels that used to have a gold tinge. We haven't touched them other than putting chemicals on them, and now the pressure washer, and you'll see they come out relatively clean. Now, a characteristic of a good soap is a soap that rinses away easily. A cheap soap, you might be rinsing the panel many, many times to get the soap off. Good quality soap rinses away with ease. We're doing foam, rinse, foam. We foamed, we've rinsed. Now it's time to foam again. The second foaming is on. Now we can start the contact wash. First things first, I'm going to clean the wheels. We'll let the suds dwell a little longer on the surface. I always start with the face and the tire. That way, any dirt that's in the barrels, I'm not going to bring it out to the face and rub it in afterward. And you can see how well the pre-clean did, because my brush is coming out clean. In the barrels though, it's probably going to be another story. Yeah, we can see the discoloration on the brush there. Now, if you're maintaining your own vehicle and doing this on a regular basis, your barrels will stay nice and clean. If you're a professional detailer and you're doing barrels, there's a chance that you're the first person that's ever touched the barrels in that car. So if they don't come perfectly clean, don't sweat it. The customer probably doesn't even know they have wheel barrels. You have to think that every time it goes through a car wash, which this vehicle probably has done on numerous bases, judging by the looks of the paint, they're never doing the barrels. Now that the wheels are done, time to clean the body. We have incredible suds in our wash bucket, and you don't need a lot. We have 1 cap full with 4 gallons of water. The dilution ratio in your bucket is 1,000 to 1.
Ivan, I like a little bit of a foam volcano in my wash bucket. I don't need much incredible suds in there, like you said, but I like to have it bubbly and sudsy.
Yes.
If I'm gonna use incredible suds, I'm gonna enjoy it. And that's a promise. Oh yeah. So smooth on the paint. When should you use incredible suds as a detailer?
When you feel like it, when you want to have some fun, but as a professional, yeah, rinseless wash is better. It saves you time, and time is money. But as a hobbyist, have fun with the suds.
Ivan, perception you could say is reality, and although rinseless wash is efficient, what's the power of the visual with foam?
Not much, as far as I'm concerned, but some people like the look of it, so good. The perception is also that soap does a better job cleaning. It doesn't. They're equal in terms of cleaning power and getting where you need to get. So don't base your decision as to, oh, the car's dirtier, I'm gonna use soap. You wouldn't take your soapy wash mitt to a car that you haven't pre-rinsed, and you won't take your rinseless wash media to a car you haven't pre-rinsed either.
You're using the perfectly safe brush, I'm using the incredible wash mitt. Tell me about the brush. Does it work better with rinseless or with incredible suds?
Exactly the same.
I'm seeing a theme here. Overthinking.
Choose your own adventure.
Overthinking though, I overthink everything. Does this work better for that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Just follow the standard operating procedure and you'll be good.
Exactly.
All right.
Overthinking, Nick, is a disease amongst detailers.
A disease?
Yes.
But I just want to be a caretaker of this thing. I don't want to mess it up.
Right.
I'm a critical thinker. I've been taught to analyze.
You've been taught to analyze, but a lot of detailers overanalyze. Now the brush does things that you can't do with a wash mitt, and that is get inside the grill here with ease, with simplicity. And it's a lot better for my back.
The water is cold in my wash bucket. I would like it a little bit warmer.
Yes.
What temperature should I have my wash bucket solution?
A temperature that's comfortable for you.
No, I just thought about it. I'm like, I don't like how cold it is. So if I warm it up, will it clean better?
Yep, it won't clean better because you'd have to get too hot for you to actually make a difference. But you're going to be happier, you're going to be more comfortable, and you're going to clean better because you're comfortable.
Exactly, it'll be more fun.
So the next step, we have the soap on the surface, we've washed. Now it's time to do the decontamination. One of the important parts of decontamination is doing it safely. That's why we have our perforated synthetic decontamination, aka the quad fold towel, and iron remover, and we're leaving the soap residue on the vehicle.
Ivan, you're gonna feel what I feel.
Oh, I can hear it, never mind feel it.
Yeah. So the same bottle of iron remover we use on the wheels, we're using on the paint. Explain what iron remover does and how we use it.
So iron remover does not remove iron. It's an industry term that we've adopted, but in reality, it's not removing iron. What we're doing now is mechanically removing the iron particles that come from brake dust and the surface contamination, and then leaving behind the iron remover to do its job. And its job is to break down the rust stains caused by the little pieces of iron. And yeah, there's a lot of contamination here.
I'm just doing a lot of really light, no pressure passes.
Yeah, and it's getting much better.
It's getting much better. So you just go until you don't hear or feel that sort of scratchy sensation.
And no pressure. Pressure is not gonna help you here. It's actually gonna make things worse.
You could risk scratching or marring the paint with pressure. If you do it the way we teach with lubrication as Incredible Suds, kind of your base layer, and then our iron remover as a lubricant as well. No pressure on the towel. Think extra passes, not extra pressure. And just once you get a feel for this, it'll be super intuitive and easy. But if you've never done it before, please fold your towel up. We dip this in our Incredible Suds bucket. So every time you use it, if you put too much pressure on it, more suds comes out, right? It's meant to give you extra lubrication, but don't put pressure on there. That's like your last barrier of defense, is a little extra lubrication if you put excess pressure.
Yeah.
We don't want you to do that, but it's there just in case.
Now, you can do straight lines, you can do figure eights, you can do circles, you can do triangles. It's really up to you. The geometric shape that you use really doesn't make a difference.
How often would I wash my car like this, Ivan?
I would do it every 3 to 4 months. But if it's a garage kept vehicle that you're just driving on beautiful days, you can do it once a year. If it's a vehicle that's kept outside 24/7, you're in heavy traffic every day, you might want to do it every 2 months.
This is our quad fold decontamination towel. One side, you have the diamond weave. You don't use that side. You use one quartile of this per panel. I've now used all 4 sides. I'm gonna dunk this back in my Incredible Suds bucket, and then it's ready for fresh 4 panels as well. So I dunk this back in my bucket after I've used the 4 sides on the 4 panels. It's gonna basically refresh the towel, which will get me through the rest of this side of the vehicle. But basically, if you have any questions, did I use all 4 sides I used to? Just dunk it back in there, boom, reset, refresh, you're ready to go.
Now, one thing, you can't use every iron remover to do this. Ours contains surfactants. It's designed to work with the decontamination towel. It has the lubrication necessary. Not everyone does. The other thing is, you don't want to start on a dry panel to do this. You want the lubrication of either the Incredible Suds or the rinseless wash to help you out. And speaking of which, these panels have dried off. So I'm going to take my brush, give it a little extra, and then start over. You don't want a dry surface, and you don't want to use the towel flat. Now with our quad fold towel, it's easy to figure out that you need to fold it, but I've seen people using it flat. You want the 4 sides. You want it to work for you. Again, 1 spray of iron remover on the panel, 1 spray on the towel, match them up, go from there. If the iron remover dries on the surface, it's not a concern.
What about glass? Can I get away with not decontaminating glass?
You can if you want to do a bad job.
It's not about what you can get away with, it's about doing it the right way, Ivan.
Yeah, do your glass, do your plastics, do your moldings, do your mirrors. If you're gonna decontaminate everything. It doesn't take any longer. Actually, it takes a little longer trying to avoid certain parts than doing everything.
Gosh, I added more Incredible Suds and it's already dry. always erring on the side of more lubrication. Let's get this lubed up. We don't want to be marring anything. If you don't have lubrication, that's where we introduce risk. We are risk mitigation experts, Ivan. We're caretakers of vehicles. We're beautification experts. And we don't want to damage things on the path.
We're car washers, Nick. Don't overthink it.
Are we car washers?
That's what we're doing.
Oh boy.
We're washing a car. We're making it look good. We're extending its life. And extending its life, people say, oh, no, that's a little exaggeration. Actually, we are extending the life. What happens with contamination on a surface, your clear coat is plastic. Those little contaminants are there and they work their way into the paint over time, especially a black vehicle. That's why if you're in the South, you'll see a lot of cars that this starts getting milky and then the clear coat flakes off. That's because of contamination. You can have two cars, the same mileage, the same color, the same vehicle, the same conditions. One was washed and decontaminated on a regular basis. One wasn't. The one that was washed and maintained on a regular basis, the paint still looks good.
Let's talk about some of these hot spots where you're going to feel more contamination typically, on average. Horizontal surfaces,
yeah.
Behind wheels. Why is that? So behind wheels, like on the vertical panel,
yeah,
kind of right back here and right back there.
Right, behind the wheels, your wheels are throwing up all sorts of stuff onto your paint. And that's where you're getting that extra contamination. On the upper surfaces, it's like I mentioned, the contaminants sit there and then they bond to the paint because of heat. Because your paint is a plastic. When it gets hot, it gets soft. When it gets soft, those contaminants can work their way into the surface.
Folks, even if you're just doing a quick wash and you're not going to decontaminate paint, I always like this decontamination towel in my wash bucket. And why is that? Even without iron remover, my soap or my rinseless wash is my lubrication. I'll keep it in the wash bucket. I'll just literally whip it out and I'll do this front windshield because those bug guts, they get on here and sometimes the contact wash doesn't remove them all. The decon towel will pluck the bugs, will pluck the droppings from the front bumper and from your windshield very efficiently. Something worth noting if you're like, do I need the clay towel? I already have a clay bar. I don't know about this whole towel situation. You'll use it at every wash if you're like me, and to me that makes it just a slam dunk. Definitely worth having in your arsenal.
The next step in decontamination is rinsing off the iron remover. So, off I go.
A detailer's best friend, Ivan, is quick beads. Great on wheels. Even if we're not going to use this on the rest of the paint, it's a spray-on rinse-off, graphene-infused ceramic sealant.
Exactly. Couple sprays on the wheel, let it sit for a few seconds, and then rinse it off. Other uses, of course you can do the whole body with it, but the grill is another one. It gets in there, it's easy for that grill to be dried afterwards and cleaned.
Ivan, we'll be polishing this after?
Yes.
And if we're gonna be polishing or coating, sometimes I get really worried about, I don't wanna get anything on the grill. The grill is a great place to use quick beads on no matter what you're doing, right?
Yes, because polishing will remove any quick beads residue that could be around that grill.
So I sprayed the grill, I'm gonna let you rinse that off.
Yep. Bring you in closer here so you can see the beading happen on these wheels. You want to rinse till that sudsing goes away.
Why should I care about beading on wheels, Ivan? Why would that be a good thing?
Much, much easier to dry, and they won't get as dirty as quickly. One area where detailers underthink the contamination is water spot remover. A lot of people, oh, I don't see water spots, I don't need to use water spot remover. Yes, you need to use water spot remover. And that reason is, there is mineral contamination all over this vehicle. We don't see it, we don't feel it, I haven't tasted it, so I don't know. But it's there. It's definitely on the surface. And what happens with mineral contamination, we don't see it. If we don't remove it, it's gonna make our pads not last as long. It's gonna make it more difficult to polish. You're not gonna get as good as a finish.
I wouldn't recommend you try this at home, but I just wanna show you a line here. There's no water beading going on here whatsoever.
Right.
This is a reason we want you to think about getting water spot remover. It's a mineral cleanse, and it will restore some beading if there's any beading left on this paint. So watch what Ivan does, and then we'll show you what happens next.
I'm just misting it on the surface. And I'm not really worried about getting it everywhere because we have another step. And that step is agitating it with a microfiber towel. Now, there's nothing that's a sealant or a wax in here. It's just literally removing the minerals from the surface. So you see when I spray here, we could get what looks like water beating up. And that is the water spot remover starting to attack those minerals. We want to use a towel that's damp and one that's low nap because we don't want a towel to absorb the water spot remover off the surface. We want a towel to distribute the water spot remover on the surface.
Could it be damp with water? Does it have to be damp with your wash bucket solution? You know, what should I know about my water spot remover towel agitation process?
Ideally with your wash solution, but water will do the job.
Is there more lubrication with the wash solution? Is water not lubricious enough? Talk to me.
In this case, the water spot remover itself is lubricious enough. And also, we've decontaminated the vehicle, so there's not anything on here left to scratch the surface.
One thing I do want to point out, you don't actually flip sides of your towel. Every other detailing step that you'd ever do, it's like, okay, wash and then flip sides and flip sides. You always want to work clean. Ivan, we don't do that here. Why?
Because we're distributing, we're not removing the water spot remover. All we're doing is agitating it and making sure that it's getting everywhere on the surface. Now it looks like I've actually dried the surface, but it's still wet. It's just the water spot remover doing its thing at this point.
Water spot remover will keep you honest in the sense that it will tell you if you've missed a spot.
Yes.
Very easy to tell. With soap, you can't really tell where you've been or you haven't been. With rinseless wash and water spot remover, it's incredibly clear. There's either a wiping line or there's still beading left. So for an example, you can see where Ivan has wiped with the water spot remover and where I haven't. Kind of little bead lines or whatever. Maybe he wiped there, or no, I wiped the window, but I clearly haven't done this yet. So just a reminder, gentle wiping everywhere. We're just getting it worked into the paint and the glass and the plastics so that it can do the job it's designed to do. Ooh, I love, Ivan, you doing the towel pull?
On certain areas of the vehicle, yes. It's more efficient.
What is the most efficient way to dry a car with a towel?
Start at the top, work your way down.
Got it.
Now, as we dry this paint, it will reveal itself to us, but I can see through the dust that it needed a lot of work. There's gonna be a second video on this car, and that second video is gonna show you a different way to polish. So stay tuned, but in the meantime, is there another video they should watch where we're polishing a vehicle, Nick?
Ivan, polishing is a beautiful process. It can bring incredibly rewarding results. And yes, there is. That video is right there.